whole 15-minute speech, essentially, was Bethune-Cookman put out a press release, or I guess a draft leak of their press release, saying that Ed withdrew his name to be the head coach. And he just wasn't going to stand for that shit. And so essentially, he was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not withdrawing my name. They don't want me here. They don't want me here because I'm telling the truth. I'm pointing out the things that are wrong. And you have a large swath of people who are like, yeah, you don't just go on the internet shitting on your employer, shitting on the HBCU, blah, blah, blah.
Those are people who are, they're serfs, and they want to be serfs so fucking bad. And I can never agree with people like that. Like a feudal land serf, like they want to work the land and have a fucking landlord be the boss of them, like lords used to be back in the days. That's what a fucking serf is. They want to work for somebody. Yeah. They love that shit. And they love the whole hierarchy thing because they think that one day they'll be at the top of the chain and they get to boss other people around. That shit is stupid. If I tell you to do something, and I don't give a fuck where I am in the organization, if I tell you to do something, if I tell you there's a problem, and you do not address the problem, at that point, I can do whatever the hell I want to about it. Now I can go bring it to the public, because since you're not addressing it while I'm trying to handle it behind closed doors,
you become a part of the problem.
To do to address this is to bring it to the public.
Exactly. Even if I'm not now there, you're a part of the problem. How do I solve the problem that is you?
Exactly. And now, because I'm not there, even if I'm not there anymore, I've done the right thing to actually bring it to the public. So now you can get the public on your ass. Hey, Every might not work for them anymore. Every don't need to work for them. He can find a job somewhere else. So the thing is, like, fuck them. And pretty much what they need, like they're used to pretty much lording over people, and pretty much people that probably need them more than he does. So, I would look, man, I'm one of the people that's like, yo, if I tell you something, especially like these athletes and stuff, I complain behind closed doors. You don't do anything, I'm complaining to the media. I'm telling you, that's the whole thing. That's what people have to understand. Everything's about leverage. Life is about leverage. And that's why companies get to push people around so much, because they have more leverage. But when you have somebody with equal leverage, or somebody just doesn't give a fuck, right? So you don't have the leverage over them, then they can flip that whole thing on its head. And that's what he did. And that's why I'm for athletes that speak to the public after they've tried. If you try to address it indoors first, and nobody wants to do anything about it, then you go to the public. I'm 100% for that. That's
Last
what happened
time on the Shadows Echo.
Good. That was a good one.
It was. Well spoken. Now, if you let me on the soapbox for a moment.
No, you stand from the ground and speak to us.
The Misfits spent the day first going to see what fight was happening in the arena. Sure. They realized that it was two districts fighting each other. The Bard district fighting the Druid district. The Bard district winning handily. Though one of the winners attacked the leader of that crew, who you later found out was the conductor. He successfully defeated the previous leader. The group made their way to talk with him to figure out where he stood, if he was an ally or an adversary. He's come off as neutral-ish, more ally than other, though he made it very clear they should not have him involved in any fights, because he will do what is best for him, and what is best for him may be to turn his back on the party and murder them outright. So it was decided that if any conflict arises, he will not be involved in them. At the moment, at least. He did volunteer to teach Samson how the chorus works, a ability he seems to have to invoke those around him to strengthen himself. The group went back to Pocket Aces, where there was a conversation had about the item that Midas took off of Leonardo. A very nondescript scroll case. Via history checks, investigations, they weren't able to find out much about it, but Samson did recognize it as an item that matched a legend he had heard of, a story of some very powerful, nondescript item that passes along some hidden, long-forgotten knowledge. They weren't able to name down if this is 100% it, but Samson was very confident it was. Mir offered to let his homunculus open the item, but Myers chose to open it himself instead. Also mentioning this was after Shalora did investigation or identify on the object to see what it was and what it did, and she wasn't able to get a very good read on it at all. Myers opened it, immediately rushing him with a fear he's never felt before in his life and outright killing him. Davina was able to revive him using a revivification item that Myers kept on his persons. Myers came back terrified. It took a moment for him to regain his sanity and sense of self, but he was able to kind of describe what happened to him, and Shalora was able to see the trails of some kind of magic something. The magic, the leftover magic that was kind of in the air from Myers having moved when he almost cracked it open was more powerful than any magic she's felt before after casting Identify. But she was not able to get a very good read on it, nor was she able to see it in the spice when she took spice to see if it had any other Plano properties. Things were kind of settled. Everyone kind of rallied around Midas to ensure he was okay as best as they could. It was decided that the group would all sleep downstairs together in a group to kind of provide that kind of comfort for Midas that he asked for. X took some time to speak with members of his former cloak, trying to arrange the Light of the Lost contingency that he's trying to build. The conversation that he had in the back room with 1, 9, and 2 went as well as it could have. Though X's relationship with 2 is still very strained. But he was able to secure their, for the moment, cooperation. They are willing to definitely stay in town to help him take down the Black Order, though they are not in line with his idea of trying to redeem themselves for past actions and trying to help the poor and the weak and the downtrodden. But they are fully on board to destroy the Black Order and have taken up residence in the HQ and the District X is now in charge of. We wrapped the session with the group going to sleep. Midas reaching out to Valandras, and Valandra is able to provide him a safe haven in his dreams. As when he first fell asleep, he was in the voidless void again, and would have had repercussions from not being able to have a sound night of sleep. But speaking to Valandras, Valandras was not able to offer any insight onto what this thing was and what happened to him, but he was able to ensure that Myers would, from now on, have this pocket of calm and tranquility to sleep in. So Myers' fear of the scroll was cut from 60 days to 30 days. Shalora did reach out via Midas to the Dreadnought to inform him of actually Stevan's death. He did mention to look out for Theron because for the long-lived elves, a lot of times they mark the passage of their lives with the death of their rivals. And usually the death of a rival now denotes a new chapter in an elf's life. And Shalora did put eyes on him and make sure that he's okay. He was with Logan and Oriana reminiscing and drinking and such. Samson did reach out to Anton to inform him of Ashley Stevan's death. He had a few words.
That's why I unmuted.
Huh?
That's why I unmuted. I wanted to make sure that I made the recap.
Yes. He did inform Anton Trellion as he is now. He did voice some regret over hearing that it happened. I do forget the entirety of what he had to respond to that, but he did voice his regret that it happened and gave some updates that things have calmed down on his end and he's taken some territory back. Mia began work on X's sword. Made the first roll of 2 that he's going to have to make for that. And Banefree did reach out to say that he is going to begin collecting the necessary information that Mir is looking for as far as creating some kind of mining device.
He said he's gonna get back to me in 2 days.
I think he said soon as he can. He has to collect. He has to go through his library to collect the things you need. Because while he does have them in his library, he has a very extensive library. So that's quite a task for him to go through. Anything else I left out that people like to bring up, so we're all aware?
Was this a recap just now?
Yes, it was.
Jesus Christ. I thought I was late.
You are late, but it's still a recap now. We took a while before we really hopped into it.
Midas woke up feeling freaky.
Midas has not woken up yet, so we'll leave that to the table when we begin.
He's feeling freaky, though, when he wakes up.
But as we begin, the group does come to consciousness down in the main room of Pocket Aces, where they all spent the night calmly and peacefully. As you awake, there is a smell of breakfast as Callow, I think his name is, and I keep always forgetting, is preparing breakfast. I see Callow is getting breakfast ready in the back kitchen. What would you all like to do today?
Trying to take over the Sethret.
I actually want to take a second to go talk to the conductor.
That's not a second. That's like 2 districts over.
It's a journey.
Yeah, he's not exactly super close. It's like a 30-minute hike.
You journeyed me.
Is there a way that I can search the town for armor?
What kind of armor?
I don't know. This is like the boredom part. It's like, oh, what do we do now?
You don't have to fill it with a task. If there's nothing people want to do, we'll just keep moving time.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to always say what your character's doing if you don't have anything you want your character to do.
No, I have 2 things I want to do.
Okay.
I want to talk to the conductor, and I'd like to talk to the tailor.
Okay. Is anything happening over breakfast, or is everyone just going about their day?
So Brian. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Sam.
Does Midas feel freaky, or is it only when he's about to cast?
What does that mean? You do at all times now feel the different pocket of magical energy that you have access to. It is now a just ongoing awareness that you now have.
Guys, I'm different. I'm built different. I'm different. I don't know how to explain it.
New pronouns.
Yeah, him. I'm that motherfucker. I'm him.
Uno reverse. Good job, sir.
Yeah, wow.
Good job.
But it's something different. Like, I usually, after I woke up, my magic is different. I usually know where it comes from. It's a certain place, you kind of feel it. You're a bard, you know how it feels. But there's something different now that I can I don't know how to explain it. Like, I can tap into it. It's like when I became a warlock, but I didn't pick up any new classes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Wait, I'm sorry. Were you in the middle of something just now? Brian did this one?
Mir, I need you to be ever present. Stop
Yes,
doing
yes, was.
Yeah,
what's going on right now?
Myers was just saying that he feels like different, and like his magic store, like pretty much that he could kind of tap into. He feels like he could tap into somewhere else, too.
It's not supposed to make sense, man. You didn't miss anything.
At breakfast, Solar wants to check in on Theron again.
Okay. Oriana's, in response to what Myers is saying, is going to say, so we are assuming it's in connection to that scroll casing your death.
Let's not talk too much about the scroll case, but yeah, yeah. I mean, after that, I started feeling a little bit different when I came back, and kind of want to cast something, but I don't know what. It's, I want to cast it this different way. Let's see. Something safe, so I won't kill us all. Maybe we should do this outside.
What? Don't you have harmless spells?
Yeah, I have harmless spells. I try not to keep them, but let's see. And Flora, you said you wanted to speak to Theron?
I did. Solar didn't say that.
Oh,
Michelle
you
said
didn't
that.
say- Does anybody want to do anything?
Michelle wants to talk to Theron. Yeah.
No, screw that.
Midas is asking.
I just asked.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you wait? Aren't we supposed to be doing Legend Lore today?
Yes, I guess we kind of can. If Samson's up for it.
Callow will bring a pot and put it on a table and says, "Why don't you just blow that up and see how it works?"
Blow that up.
An Eldritch Blast or something small.
I was going to do something lighter than that.
Put it down
Sure.
and kind of scurry over.
Midas throws an Eldritch Blast and he channels it.
And he put the pot on the table?
Not your table, a table across the room. way on the other side of it. He'll put it on the stage. He'll put the table pot on the stage.
Oh,
I got a request when you get a chance.
Okay. You shoot this Eldritch Blast. Do mark off one channeling.
Yep, that's what I'm going to figure out what that is again.
Okay. And what color would you say your magic usually comes out as? How does your magic usually look, typically?
It is purple. Oh, it's purple with like black trails on it.
Very cool. As you shoot it out this time, it is still purple, but it's a more perfect version of it. It's like seeing a Van Gogh painting. The colors are more extreme, more vibrant. It is a more perfected version of Eldritch Blast than you've ever been able to do. It just comes out what you immediately realize is the actual version of Eldritch Blast and how it's always supposed to look. And then everything you've done before has just been a knockoff of it.
Wow. Damn, knockoff. Why is this like shaking the
Imitation.
Like, what the fuck?
And for those of you, Samson, you notice this too because you do this spell a lot. Chris had to run away. Chris had to call. Yeah. Samson notices it, and those of you guys have seen the two of them cast Eldritch Blast 100 times, so it is noticeable the change in the look of the spell.
Can you said Solar notices, right?
Yes.
All right. Can I do an Arcana check to see if I would know why?
Yeah.
It looks different.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Sorry.
Did you see that? Solar, Mir, did you see that?
Hey, 23.
23. You are new to wizardry, but you have a good foundation, and you study hard. it is like there is a certain level of mastery that comes with every spell, and Eldritch Blast is one of the lower level spells, so people do master it rather quickly. Best you can tell, that's from like the stories you've heard and the research you've done, that Eldritch Blast is kind of on par with how you've heard it described of master teachers casting the spell. It is going beyond and having a full understanding of magic. It is beyond what can be taught and only what you can learn with years and decades and in the interest of elves, centuries of experience. It is something that Midas should not be able to achieve.
Mm.
No offense to Midas.
And he's getting all of this from the scroll?
Well, he didn't open the scroll. He tried to open the scroll case and he died.
Right. The suitcase, right. Yeah. Where the hell is this power coming from?
Very good question. Does Mir say that?
Mir does say that, actually.
Okay.
But I guess it doesn't matter. It was kind of speaking to itself.
What did he say?
I said, where is this power coming from? Is it coming from you attempting to open the scroll case?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I had to do. I keep telling you guys, stop talking about that stupid case. When I died and I came back, it was different. I mean, I guess it's from death.
So what? We all become a white wizard?
White wizard.
Not my intention, by the way.
Wrong reference.
That was a great reference. Lord of the Rings, for those who didn't pick it up.
Yep.
But Mir doesn't say that.
Oh, Mir didn't say that?
Because you responded, so Mir doesn't officially say that.
Oriana will say, I have seen people die before. I've seen casters die. They don't come back stronger. Different. Sure, death changes all of us, but not stronger.
I mean, I met that thing when I died. That fucking
What thing?
shit thing. I told you guys about it. It was like this thing that just spoke to me. I didn't see it, but I could hear it. And it called me an enemy. It thinks I'm its enemy. I guess I found a new enemy. I know they say make enemies and everything like that. You do better. Bias told me that before. I don't know if I would make an enemy out of that thing.
Something was talking to you in death?
I'm not sure if it so much as spoke. I felt it. Like I could feel the sound waves going through my body. Like a sperm whale when it clicks you.
Is it before you died or as you were dying?
When I was dead?
When you were dead.
I think it was when I was dead. I mean, unless it was when I was coming to. I know you don't really have conscience when you're dead. But it was weird. Before I opened my eyes and saw you guys.
But can you try casting your box? Wait, that's a spell, right? Or no?
No, that's a.
No, it's not a spell.
Object. Item, I should say.
Do you have any interesting spells?
Interesting as far as what do you mean interesting?
That like you ever thought like, this is good, but it could be better? Like I don't know.
I mean, you got guidance, and I got a lot of shit that I can hurt people with, and some detect thoughts in there. Excuse me.
Bless you.
If I had to bring somebody back, I would probably bring them back that way.
Well, why don't you cast detect thoughts? Curious.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Let's just make sure that's the one I want to cast. I can slow you, but that would be that's the whole thing to do. And I cast Detect Thoughts.
Is
Use
that
up
a
another point.
is that a sorcerer spell or a warlock spell?
What do I have it under? I
It's
mean, because
sorcerer.
sorcerers can
It's not
cast it, but
available.
I'm not sure what I have it under right
I don't think it's available for warlocks. Now I'm looking at it.
now. Okay.
It's available for the Great Old One, but that's not your patron.
Nope.
So sorcerer. Whose thoughts do you try to detect, or is it just the open probe?
You can do it on me.
I detect Solaris thoughts.
Oh boy, I don't know if I want to up this one.
Up it.
The way you like to use this spell, I'd probably leave it alone. Give me 1 second.
I don't even use it often.
Often enough. So, as you probe into Solora's mind, trying to graze these surface thoughts, you
That's okay.
make a concentration check for me, actually. So, con save.
Who? Me?
No, Midas.
You said save or check?
Save.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you weren't in here.
Constitution.
We're in the same room now, Terrence. That's why. He said he didn't know you were still in here.
I roll.
You pressed it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Constitution. Right?
yeah, it didn't pop up for me. Hold on, let me hit refresh. D&D Beyond, our evil overlords, and sometimes doesn't work great. Okay, 22. So, as you reach into her mind, you get her initial thoughts, which are, Solora.
He's somehow something is like giving him mastery of magic.
And you hear that, and as you're about to respond to say that, you heard it, you get a immediate flood of everyone else's thoughts in the room.
Oh shit!
But you're able to kind of focus in and push the other thoughts out and only hear Solora's.
That's banging.
What the fuck? What were you saying?
The other words were blurred. It was hard to focus on. They were just too loud.
I was just reading Solaris thoughts. You guys, shut up. How'd you do that? I heard you, Mir. You were trying to say something.
Oh.
I couldn't really pick up what it was.
So Laura just starts nodding her head. Like, mm-hmm.
You guys all heard them, right? I was trying to focus on you. They started talking.
No, Midas. I think your abilities have expanded.
That wasn't good. You fuckers. You guys weren't talking.
Oriana says,
okay.
Nobody spoke, Midas. We were all quiet, waiting to see what happened with your spell.
Well, it seemed like you all tried to bombard me, so I couldn't really re-slow it, but I blocked you all out. But if you weren't talking, that was in your heads.
Midas, that's why I told you to try that one.
This is interesting.
You'll have to hone your newfound abilities.
How do you hone something that you can't really describe?
If I may pause for a minute, were you trying to use that via channeling, Midas?
Yes, I
Mark
channeled.
off, okay, mark off the channeling.
I did.
Okay.
I think I did. I should have 67. Brian Freakin started at 69.
Arbitrary number. Oriana says, you will have to be a bit careful with your casting.
I mean, I don't always have to cast like that.
All right.
I guess only if we need a wild card.
Just be mindful of the more explosive ones, yes?
Mighty smiles and he kind of brings like a little fireball to his tip. Like these. Nah, I'll just put it away.
Logan says, as someone that loses control, I can tell you people don't find that kind of thing funny.
At all, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to lose control. Well, this is different. Is Bias still around?
You asked Logan?
Yeah.
Logan takes a moment before responding and says, if there's advantage to be gained, Bias will be around.
There's a lot of advantage to be gained here. I shall find him at some point.
Brian.
Your choices are your own, but be mindful of them.
Oh yes, I understand how he works.
Yes, Lord.
When that guy came to talk to me, that was Bias's like lackey or whatever.
He called Bias his master.
Right. Did he? What was his name though?
Sulfur.
Sulfur.
Yeah. Let me. I want to say it was Yuri Sulfur.
And that's what he told me.
Huh?
Okay.
What was your second question? I'm sorry.
I was just trying to remember what name he gave me.
I want to say, I believe it was Yuri Sulfur.
And he mentioned that his master knew a lot about magic, or was it him also that he knew a lot?
I forgot what he said exactly. He does know quite a bit, but his master is the master.
Master. So Lars says, I might have a contact who's in town that, or was recently in town, that could might be able to give you insight. I seem to know a lot about deep magic.
Who is this contact? Trust him.
Not really, but I don't think it would be harmful for them to know that.
Who is this person, Solara?
Someone who was referred to me by the Sunset Queen to answer questions I had about deep magic.
Your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
He's not necessarily friends with her. He's just someone that she was able to refer me to because he knows a lot, and she thought he could answer my questions.
Very interesting. Maybe.
Definitely not of false. So don't you worry about that.
I have no hatred toward false. You guys are very I don't know how to say it.
Just say it, man.
Well, if they're anything like you, then they are very not conniving, not in a negative sense. Cunning. There you go. Cunning.
Troy just like puts her fork down for a minute.
Very sharp.
Logan laughs. That was a hilarious way to get around to that.
Cunning people, dysfunctions.
Yes. And then Silver just starts eating again.
Here, Daddy, I got it.
But we're not fighting anyone today, right, guys? We don't plan on getting in any trouble, do we?
Any trouble? Are we within our right to fight people?
Mary, what the hell is wrong with you?
Blue.
This is not Battle Dome.
Oriana says, of course we can fight anyone we want, but we have tried to keep those conflicts planned. I believe Midas is asking, are we planning to intentionally fight anyone today? I do not think we are.
So. I don't think so, no.
Then, Solara, will you take this ring for me? And by his hands are his ring. Then he disappears and goes into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Midas
He
goes
starts
into his ring.
screaming. He's like, Diego! Diego! I died, motherfucker! Come here! I know you're listening.
Boy.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Diego. Don't.
Is Darren at the breakfast, Brian?
Yeah, Theron's down there.
Persuasion.
He did sleep on the boat, though, instead of in the pile of friends.
Mm-hmm.
22.
I do. Okay, we will come back to that. Mia, what did you want to do in the morning?
Real quick before I fall asleep.
Mm.
What was I gonna say? Okay, so remember when Solar said that she could see the moon emulating or like exuding some type of energy.
I'm not sure. Has he said that aloud?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
When he had.
Oh, because we had a conversation about the moon like 2 sessions ago, I think. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
So here's what I want to do. I want to see if I could reverse engineer spice and the effects of it. I got like all the tools in hand.
Do you have the tools to reverse engineer
I have
LSD?
every tool available to me, including alchemy.
You also have spice.
I know I have spice, but here's what I want to do.
Okay.
I don't want to be on spice,
but
I want to see if I can infuse that trick or that type of thing to view it through some spectacles.
Interesting. You want to make spice glasses, essentially.
I want to make spice glasses so I can see what the energy is.
That's very dope. That's a very cool idea. You cannot do that and work on X's weapon at the same time.
I know that. So I mean,
which one are you prioritizing?
Exactly. I'm experimenting with things.
Which one are you prioritizing? Are you okay with the spice glasses being a longer term project?
I would imagine it would take longer.
Okay. You are going to have to take spice a few times along this journey.
You're right. I figured I have to experiment.
Okay. I actually love that. Okay.
I like that a lot. That's cool.
I'm going to the moon and might as well be prepared for every single situation.
I mean, that's fair. Okay. How would you like to start researching that? What's the first step you want to take in that process?
Firstly, I told you I wanted to go find some glasses. That's first and foremost, so I can make them a magic item.
Oh, that's a non thing to do. You can easily do that.
Okay. Then I would have to see about researching within the catacombs of our books that I have access to to see what type of books there are to like reverse engineer the effects of the mind, what psilocybin type effects, and seeing how it could magically be taken out of the mind. And I don't know, because I don't think you can just take spice and just take whatever it's supposed to do to the eyes or to the mind. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I would
So
imagine I'd have to take the effects from what the mind is able to conjure, and then imbue it, and then infuse it with the glasses.
okay. So you're gonna have to reach out to Banefree again
Right.
and ask him to look into his catacombs, as it were. So, do you want to prioritize this or the mining equipment or the mining expedition? For him?
I'm gonna take my time with everything just to make sure things are right. So I'm gonna wait for him to come up with the machinery, and then I'll ask him another question.
Okay, not a problem. In the meantime, you can. I guess in the meantime, you can do. There's not an extensive library in Sethret yet. You can definitely search through the districts you have control of and other districts as well to kind of try to see, what knowledge base is just in the city right now. Because, the underworld has all types. And this kind of environment would attract a lot of people who want to conduct experiments that aren't exactly smiled upon everywhere. So, at some point during the day, you can begin just researching what information is available to you in Sethret that you don't already have. Because there's the chance that there's a good deal of contacts, books, failed experiments, things like that, just within this hodgepodge of society.
Got you. If anything, just like as like I'm reaching here. The idea of how I would imagine I could infuse those effects into glasses is the way that Dumbledore takes out of memory and puts it into his rememberable. I mean, it's like thing. But I guess I'll do my research and see how it works in general.
Because that's pulling a solid thing as a memory out instead of trying to pull a state of mind out. But there are things like calm emotion that technically do pull a state of mind out. There are things that inject state of minds into people. There are spells that remove memory. So the idea to take away a thing from the mind is magically sound. So what you're trying to do is essentially you're going to have to research spells like that and try to figure out, exactly what they do and how can that be modified and changed. And that kind of is what you do as an alchemist anyways. So your initial role for today will be investigation as you begin just researching what resources you have in Sethret. Whether those resources are people, books, abandoned labs, because this used to be a fully lived-in city a long time ago. So there are parts of the city that have not been reclaimed and that could hold a lot of secrets. So roll investigation and let me know if you need me to roll it for you.
I'm gonna roll it. Give me a second.
And that will start your journey on creating the spice classes, which I assume will get a better name later. Spice lens, blue eyes. I don't know.
Spice vision. Yeah, I guess.
Name's not super important yet. Okay, so you will set out at some point today and begin researching the resources of this city.
That's incredibly sucky.
It is, actually. So, you may not get the best returns today, but there's always tomorrow. You will at least get your footing. You'll start figuring out, kind of what districts exist, because people of like minds do tend to clump. So if nothing else, you'll start figuring out which of these territories even have a scientific community of any kind. or a engineering minds or anything of that like. You get a very broad reading with the 12. But okay. Did you want to speak to Theron, Slor? Or were you just wondering where he is?
No, I wanted to. Did I tell him about the eggs yet?
No.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
Okay. So Theron, who has gotten up to maybe grab another cup of tea.
Yeah, I'll go after. How are you feeling today, Dan?
He goes to stop talking, and he stops and kind of laughs. I was going to say another day alive is another good day, and felt in bad taste, but then it felt funny again. So I guess I'm doing well.
So, shut up. So, what's next? I heard that now you started a new chapter.
You must have spoken to the Dreadnought. Yes, he has advised many times that we elves should mark our lives by our rivals' lifespan. As for whatever reason, we do seem to find a lot of rivals that are not elves.
Is that how you mark it, or was that just a suggestion he gave?
It was a suggestion. I never held much weight to it, but it is fascinating knowing I'll never get to spar with him again. I never have to worry about him harassing me on the sea. I shouldn't spread any more rumors about him. That seems a little poor taste.
You spread rumors. You spread rumors about him before.
All the time. Any chance I get.
That's very surprising.
He didn't hear it from me, but he started saying actually to clarify which of the things I said were true or not. Because there was so many rumors
is that true?
out there.
Wait, is that true?
He smiles. Is it?
I'm gonna believe that it is. That's hilarious.
And he laughs and says, I think there might have been wisdom in the Dreadnought's words, and I had taken some time to reflect on them more than I would have 2 days ago. But I am okay. There are, as an elf, those around us, they die. It is a thing we must come to understanding of in our first century of life. I do believe that is in part why the Faustian royalty chooses to have their children spend the first century in monasteries. Bring down greatly the number, not the first century, the royalty once selected must spend 100 years. Bring down the number of people you interact with that will perish in that time span. Kind of lessen the blow, or insulate, I'm not sure. I haven't really spoken with your mother on it in great lengths, or your sister, so I do not know if it works. But
well, since you seem to be in a pretty stable mental place, Flora casts message to him and says, so I have a bit of an issue. I had some dragon eggs.
What if I shoot up?
Accidentally removed the tether thing from? I'm gonna need to deal with this. No one else knows. My grandmother knows. So that's a big someone who knows.
he replies and says, "Oh, I see. Well, I see. not well versed on dragon eggs. I assume whatever you took off of one egg is a bad thing?
Or not. So Lord gets a message again and says, actually, there's someone else who knows this weird person. I don't know actually who he is. It's very scary. My grandma sent him to me to try to give me some information about the eggs, but also makes me wonder because pretty much he says the dragons are gonna grow up to think they're better than me. I don't like that.
This scary figure is concerning.
Yeah, he's here in Sethret now, actually. His name is Sulfur or something.
You already
He's
Sulfur.
very creepy. Yes.
Let's take this conversation to your room where we can speak more quickly.
Right.
You all head upstairs, and he says,
I cast the invisibility because, of course, I do.
of course, you do. Take 10 minutes, cast it. There's nothing in here. You already Sulfur. Strange man with discolored eyes.
And yes, and sharp, crazy teeth.
Yes.
Did he say he was here with his master Brian, or did he just say something?
I did not know he said Baez was here. He did say he was sent by Master Baez.
Oh, but did not master Brian, just master, right?
He calls him Master Baez.
Oh, he did?
But you had no connection to who Master Baez was, who Baez was at all.
Well, when Midas said it just now at the table, that would have rang a bell, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, that's why I asked Brian. But then, if I didn't realize he said Baez, I would have said something.
He did say Master Baez.
Alright, we're past it now. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
So he says, Yuri Sofa, I have ran into more times than would make sense for a mortal's lifespan. He does not appear elfish to me, but...
He's not, but yeah, I think he lived a long time. I asked him how old he was, and he smiled creepily. I don't like that.
He is very disconcerting. Your father has chosen not to work with his like.
Oh, yeah?
Though he has offered multiple times.
He's offered for himself or on behalf of his master?
Some master he refers to as Baez.
Didn't Midas just say something about someone named Baez downstairs?
He did, and Logan advised him against working with this Baez.
Against it?
Yes.
I don't like it. But the interesting thing, apparently, these people knew I had the eggs somehow. And I've only had them since we killed...
One moment, please.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Boop, 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 boop.
All right, buddy. Bye. We do boops.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I said I've only had them since we killed Uriel. Well, since we fought Uriel. I took them.
Ariel.
They were her eggs.
Ariel.
Ariel?
Azrael.
Azrael. There we
just
go.
gone so many places. Well, is it your intention to own 3 dragons?
Apparently, it doesn't matter because they grow up knowing they're smarter than feeling that way.
I do believe all children do.
Oh, true. But then if it gets to the point where they like revolt, can't fight 2 dragons.
Not to besmirch the family name, but you are kind of describing the relationship between your grandmother and your mother, or your grandmother and your sister, or your grandmother and yourself for a moment there.
That lady is probably on the level of dragon. She is a she actually is on the level of dragon.
I'm simply saying that. Oh, I think I'm getting bad advice. I would not consider that a deterrent to
Okay.
the potential. How long would it take for them to get to that state? They are long-lived creatures, anyways.
No idea.
What's the alternative? Destroying the eggs?
I guess. I genuinely don't know what to do with them. That's why I haven't mentioned them to anyone.
Well, I again, as an advisor, do see the potential in Faust having dragons. To whatever degree that would be, to whatever, for how many other years they'd be of service, or even willing.
Mm.
Of course, there's a large downside of dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll have to figure out something to do with them. I also don't want to keep carrying them around
Where do you have them?
in my bag of holding. In my bag.
Wise place to put them.
Mm.
It is a wise place to keep them. They can always be on your person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll have to figure out what makes the most sense. Is there...
Will you...
Please.
Will you be leaving soon?
Well, it would be... at a certain point, I do need to go back to Faust, so we have representation there, and all of my contacts do contact Faust. And you do need some voice there, and eventually, yes, I should go back, but I will stay here as long as you like.
You can take them with you. You go.
Oh, certainly. Is there a incubation period? Should I be worried about them hatching?
No, we have to will them to hatch.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I will certainly not do that.
Yeah, we can at least that'll. You have them. I don't have to worry about them being discovered while I'm out and about. Strategize on what to do.
It's not very hard to hide things in your own kingdom at that.
That's what I'm saying. What if you take them? Then it'll be easier for you than me out here.
Absolutely. You did mention your grandmother's aware of them. Should I enlist her aid in hiding them?
We'll think. Let's think about it a bit.
Understood. I suppose the larger question is, am I leaving on the crowd scraper or keeping the crowd scraper here?
I think that's a group decision.
Yes, but you do get a vote higher than the group.
What was that? What'd you say?
You do get a vote higher than the group.
I don't know. Well, I really don't know. Thing is, especially with we had to keep charging it up and all this. It could definitely come in handy for us. So, let's say for now, maybe we'll keep it, but let's ask the group what they think.
All right, a conversation for another day. I'm not going to leave immediately.
Right.
But
Ryan, we don't know about the whole something. Somebody said something recently about the armies, and then never mind. Nope, never mind. It's okay. All right, that's all from me.
All right. He gives you a hug and he says, "I'm glad you made it through the fight. Okay."
Same to you.
He nods. And he makes his way back downstairs to get some more tea. Midas in the ring yelling for Diego. 22 persuasion.
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry, I just got back.
Not a problem.
Yep.
Could I get a recap on what is
Yes.
going on?
Midas cast Eldritch Blast. It came out purer than any magic you've ever seen. Its tint of purple was pure perfection. I described it as looking at a Van Gogh and seeing a master's work of color.
Okay.
So Laura,
I went with Van Gogh for color, but okay.
at any rate, seeing a Van Gogh print to seeing an actual Van Gogh, that difference.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's real.
Yeah. So Laura described it as a master's work. Well, I don't think you said it aloud. You would have recognized it, Samson, based on you doing Eldritch Blast 100 times in fights, and your own magical level of expertise to the degree you have it. It was essentially a perfect version of the Eldritch Blast, and until this point you were not really aware that there was a perfect version of Eldritch Blast. It's a cantrip.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've rolled natural 20s on it before, never that.
Mm-hmm. It did come out very different. But that was that. Midas mentioned...
burst in the shrapnel and it stabbed Logan in the neck. He went to the bloody 9, killed everybody.
Yeah, campaign's over. We're just
All right.
recapping.
See you guys next week.
Mia had the idea to try to reverse engineer the effects Spice has on the mind and the eyes, and try to create some goggles that can reproduce that. So he's kind of putting his ducks in a row to create Spice goggles.
He's the perfect person to be an artificer. He thinks about logic.
He is, yeah. So he's going to try to begin recreating the effect Spice has and putting that into goggles.
That's really cool.
It is. It's a super awesome idea. Midas asked Logan if Baez was in town because he doesn't know where this new magic's coming from, but he understands he can do magic differently now. And he mentioned aloud to Logan if Baez was in town. Logan said that he is, but you can make your own choices, but be careful about that one, more or less.
All right.
Then he gave Shalora his ring, and he went into the ring. Presumably to speak to Diego, as he has often done.
Okay.
Shalora talked to Theron for a moment, then they went upstairs and talked, and Theron came back downstairs, but that's all that has happened.
Okay.
Now Midas is now talking to Diego. So he yells out for Diego, rolls a 22 persuasion, and as you are saying this and trying to get his attention, there's kind of a slap to the back of your head. How did you die, Midas? What happened? Sit down.
You let me die. You didn't even stop it.
As he sits
Asshole.
down.
You let me die. You knew you didn't feel me there anymore. You didn't bring me back.
Midas. I'm not your mother. I don't watch over you 24 hours a day. I have things to do in my own personal space in my own life, okay? I'm not even from this plane of existence, all right? You understand that? I don't
Yeah,
feel
but you knew you didn't feel the
page.
page. You knew you didn't feel
Midas. You don't really understand. Had I chosen you for my patriot, maybe I'd feel a break in the connection. You kicked the door in, Midas. I'm aware of you, but not in the same sense as had I picked you.
Oh, so I found this scroll, right? And since I found out it's some kind of scroll of knowledge, it's really plain looking, like ancient knowledge. And I tried to open it, and I died. And when I woke up, also when I died, this fucking weird thing happened where I felt like these words flying through my body. It called me an enemy. It was a deep, big voice. And I woke up, and now I got different powers. I don't know anything about this stuff. You know about the scroll? It's very plain.
Are we discussing the one that's on your back?
Oh, you can see this thing? Yeah. Yeah, but you can't touch it.
I am rather absolutely certain I could touch that if I so chose, Midas.
Midas backs it to a wall. It's like, Diego, stay the fuck away from this shit, man. I know you're more powerful than me, but you're not more powerful than this motherfucker.
Diego
right?
turns his head curiously.
You don't want to meet them.
Roll persuasion.
Persuasion. Hold on, I gotta find it.
In the best interest of the team, shouldn't he have to roll Constitution to even talk about this shit?
No, he can talk about it. He's terrified of him touching it again or of anyone else touching it again. But there is no mind break to be able to discuss the thing.
Sorry, gang. Tried to get an embargo.
As a reminder, Midas, you can use channeling for any charisma-based things if you'd like.
What you say?
As a reminder, you can use channeling for any charisma-based roles as well.
Oh, I can channel this?
Yeah. Anything charisma-based, you can use channeling instead.
Oh, so I can just roll channel instead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll channel instead.
Damn
it, Brian!
Mark it off. And it was lower. Awesome. Just keep ticking away. Tilts his head.
I'm so scared of what's going to happen.
And he just kind of beckons you forward, and the wall kind of brings you closer to him. Midas. Just to put us on the same page, you tried to open an ancient artifact, and it murdered you.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Here you go.
Why did you try to open an ancient artifact?
Well, there you go. You know, I got this warlock patron, right?
Me.
And he knows about a lot of shit. And he doesn't fucking tell me stuff like, don't open old shit, Midas. It's dangerous.
Midas, I don't... Midas, where am I from?
From the land of fucking land. The fuck? Yeah, Earth gene.
Elemental plane, Midas.
Yeah, there you go.
How often do I come to the material plane, Midas?
When you're bored?
Lucky guess. That being said, I do not know all the mysteries of Elestria. Okay? Now, I'm going to have you take the scroll off your back and hold it in your hand and hold it out.
Not possible.
Midas, take it off your back and put it in your hand.
No, Diego. Relax.
Midas, do what I just said. Make a con save. I'll make a wisdom
Man,
save.
who could have seen this coming?
Make a wisdom saving, though.
Wisdom save?
Yeah.
Let me see. Cotton candy, sweet and good. See rope. To what? To the front. Okay, 4.
So as he commands you, you take the scroll off your back and you hold it in your hand.
Midas is taking the scroll off his back, and he's like, tears are kind of like covered in his face. He's like fucking freaking out, shaking hands, trembling. He's holding this. Diego, I'm telling you, don't open this shit up.
I'm not gonna open it.
You don't know what the fuck is in here.
Midas, it killed you. I'm not gonna fucking open it. All right? It's just easier to see it if it's not on your fucking back. And he takes a knee to kind of get a little lower and begins looking over it. And you see his eyes flash a few different colors. You see him reach into a pouch and ground up what looks like dirt but has a different color to it. And he kind of just sprinkles that over the case and lets it fall and settle. And then he just... And as he does, you see a network of runes light up across the case for a moment before going completely plain again, and the dust being brushed and pushed off of it. Yeah, Midas, you shouldn't open that.
Oh, thank you. I mean, if we're going back to the past, Pastor Midas would have loved this information.
Midas, you could have brought it to me first.
I think about bringing things to you, but you got a lot of fucking lip, Diego. If I'd have known it would have killed me, I'd have brought it to you first. But you always saying fucking funny shit, and you got me holding this thing in my hand, even though I don't want to hold it in my hand.
Well, Midas, we all make stupid fucking decisions, okay? And then we grow up. Now, this...
What are these things? These glowy rune thingies? What is that? What's that mean?
Oh, that's magic, Midas. See, magic is this ethereal ability that exists in the universe.
Midas, like, he throws, like, whatever dirt is, like, still left on his hand at Diego.
Diego kind of laughs. Midas, it's old magic, Midas.
Can I put this back on my back now?
No, you can't.
Fuck.
I'm fucking old, Midas. All right, I'm Earth plane old. We used to fuck around this existence as a playground old. This is older than me.
Little ass boy.
Interestingly enough, obviously it's a stone scroll case. Now, stone is earth, but this is made of earth. This is made of Elestria. It's I don't know how to describe it to you squishies. There's extracting earth to make things. There's finding purer minerals. Diamonds,
right?
Gems. This is all of it. This is most likely, if I'm just guessing here without touching it, every mineral present on Elestria is made up of that scroll case. Or that scroll case is made up of every mineral possible in Elestria. Everything is on that thing.
It's plain. It's very plain, though.
Great way to describe it. That is the plane of Elestria.
Oh, shit. Hey, interesting. What does it do?
What does it do? Well, it fucking murders people, Midas.
Why don't you know about this?
Why don't Midas? I don't know about everything that murders people. By definition, if someone used it, it murdered them, right?
Samson knew about it.
Oh, your fucking bard friend?
No, it's not my boyfriend. It's my friend.
Bard friend. Midas?
Yeah, the bard. Yeah, he's my friend.
What the fuck?
Listen, I don't mean to rub my nose up at bards, but you can get in here from me. We're just nosy motherfuckers. They know a lot of shit that they shouldn't know, and that's not even worth knowing. I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah.
Midas, I will give you the choice to let me hold it. I could probably find out more about it. But you seem all freaked out about it, so I don't know if you... What do you want me to do here, Midas?
Cannot. I don't want you... I don't think anybody should have this, Diego. I think it's probably the best kept on my back.
I don't want to keep it. I would like to find out more about it if you're going to be walking around and getting murdered.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to get murdered anymore because I'm just going to keep it on my back.
Roll persuasion again for me.
Now, I will say, Mice is trying to follow this thing. He probably channeled this persuasion, right?
It's up to you. I think you would.
Yeah, because I'm trying to keep it like I'm trying to follow.
It's always up to you when to use that and when not to.
I got you.
You're more persuasive using it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay true to it.
20.
Okay.
He kind of frowns.
It's annoying because I want him to take it.
He frowns and he says, Midas, I hear you. I understand, and I want to respect. He just snatches it out your hand.
What are you doing, Diego?
And he kind of holds up a hand, a very large hand to you, so you can't like physically get to it.
Diego, what the fuck are you doing? You're gonna kill yourself.
Midas,
You fucking idiot.
Midas. Give me a moment. And he kind of rolls it around in his hand and looks at it, and kind of like holds it like a pencil and kind of tries to snap it, and it doesn't break. And he's kind of twirling it like a pencil. Part of me wants to open it. Part of me realizes that's a really fucking stupid idea.
I mean, all right. Let's say you open it. Can you be revivified?
It's not gonna kill me, Midas. I'm a fucking, I'm a big deal.
Would you tell me what you found out if you opened it?
I would decide if you needed to know, and if it was. Hear me the fuck out, little guy. All right.
I died on this.
A lot of people die on knowledge they're not supposed to have, Midas. You understand that? You get the concept of that? There might be a reason why people fucking die when they open this. You see his eyes glow a kind of a darky, earthy, reddish brown, very bright. And you kind of see power radiate down through the cracks in his arms into his hand, and kind of in a light where he's holding the scroll casing. And
Midas he grabs the table and puts it in front of him.
Okay. There's light everywhere except for the case itself. The case, in kind of a familiar sense to you, Midas, kind of becomes a void of light. And Diego kind of turns his head and you see him try harder, and it gets brighter and brighter in the room. And the scroll becomes more of a void, and it becomes harder to perceive. Diego, looking annoyed, kind of closes his hand and lights it up. And you can just see as he's just kind of growing in size, as he's releasing more and more of his actual power into the case.
Diego's growing?
Yes.
Diego's, is 20 by 20 in here. Watch your fucking, watch what you're doing.
I'm focusing, Midas. I'm focusing. As he's getting bigger and bigger and squeezing the case, squeezing it harder, and light's just kind of peeking through the cracks in his hands now. And he squeezes it and squeezes it. And he says, fuck it. And he just goes to open it.
Oh! Midas just runs back into a corner.
And as you do, you see his fists blow off. And the scroll case fall to the ground as he's thrown against the back wall and kind of immediately just brings his fist back. And kind of just flexes it a bit. It kind of looks at it and I shouldn't have opened it. I told you I shouldn't have opened it. I opened it.
What happened?
Well, my hand got blown off.
Right.
And he kind of like starts coming back down to the size that usually is with you.
That's not death.
He picks it back up. I told you it wouldn't kill me, Midas.
You got a new hand, so that's not big.
Not from your plane, Midas. This seems to be a big no-no for you all, and a small no-no for me. He hands it to you very gently.
Midas throws it right back on his back. All right, that's enough of this shit, Diego.
Well, Midas, old pal.
What did you learn, Diego?
Midas, while it doesn't seem like it's a great idea to open it, I don't think it'll kill you again. I think it might be a one-off.
Can you bring me back if I die?
That's kind of a big ass, Miles. I don't know if you know, but the Warlocky thing's not big on the bringing back to the deady thing. I'm not saying opening it today. I'm just, I don't.
Say, you know what, Diego? I'm not going to open that again. You know, I think that it should just stay on my back and fuck opening that. Because you know what? Nobody really needs to open it again. And I don't know why you opened it. That was really stupid of you. But nobody really needs to open this again.
You're not there right now, Terrence.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Diego says, all I'm saying is, nothing called me an enemy. I didn't get that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I felt like I was an enemy of this thing.
All I'm saying is, Midas, take it in stride, you know?
Take it in stride. I died, Diego.
Midas, that was gonna happen.
You lost the
anyways.
hand that you got right back.
That's not easy to do, by the way. That was an experience for me, too, all right? You know, it changed me losing my hand just now.
Fuck you.
There's no scars on this one. I gotta, you know, this is embarrassing. People will notice. Unless I put on a glove. He kind of takes out a glove and puts the glove on the hand. You can't even tell it happened. No, honestly, Midas, let's sit down. Let's have a real adult conversation, okay?
Midas, he sits down because the thing's on his back, right? So he sits down.
Yes. Now, is it dangerous? Yes. Is it filled with untold knowledge? Probably. Should you fuck around with it? I mean, you kicked my door in. You know, that wasn't smart either, but it worked out.
Diego, with all due respect, I don't think you're as strong as this thing.
I mean,
this thing is older than you.
Midas, I'm not. That's not the point I was trying to get across here. I just think that, you know, it's not the worst idea in the world to explore whatever the fuck that is. You know, don't just put it on your bag and forget about it, is all I'm saying. Keep an open mind, you know, silver linings and such.
You know, it only happened once.
What only happened once?
That I only died once.
Yeah, so it's, you know, hey.
No. How do you know that I will only die once?
How do I know you only died once?
No.
Oh.
How do you know that this thing won't kill me again?
It won't kill you again? Well, you know, here's my theory, Midas, right?
Theories. Oh my gosh.
Did you take it off a dead man?
Yes.
Then we ask it. Was he dead when you first met him?
No.
But he had the scroll.
Yes.
Well, there you have it, Midas. People don't just...
Same.
Do you think he only opened it once? Do you think he opened it at all?
I'm not trying to open this thing again.
I'm just putting it out there. Do you think, you know, another one of you mortal fleshies could go, you know, a long time without opening it again?
Well, that guy, he kind of had a death wish, so I could see him opening it again.
And was he dead?
No, but you know what?
Well, see,
maybe
you're not making sense, Myers. The man had a death wish. He had a deathy scrolly case, and you know he wasn't dead.
But you know, he might have just found his way past. I was real close. Now I felt like I was really close to not dying, but then I died.
Midas, that's quite the conundrum there. You know,
he might have just been able to, you know, get his way past it.
Midas, you're gonna have to make your own decision on this. I'm simply saying, I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take it from you. Okay, it's yours. I'm not gonna make the choice for you. All right? Is it dangerous? Yeah, we discussed that. We established that. I blew my fucking hand off. You know, very dangerous. It's old. It is comprised of everything that is Elestria. Everything that is the material plane. You know, that's heavy level shit. You know, but in heavy level shit, that's heavy level rewards.
I did. My magic changed, Diego. You know how when I came to you, like I felt different. Like I got this different world that you allowed me to tap into.
He goes, shh, and he just touches you on the chest. And you kind of feel like a radiance go through your body.
Tired of people jamming things through my body, you know.
That's powerful shit, Midas. That's powerful shit, Midas. Kind of sits there looking at you for a moment. And you got that from opening the scroll case?
I mean, I died, and I came back like this.
That's old magic, Midas. I haven't, Let's do this, Midas, okay? Going forward, unless it's an emergency, okay? We're not going to talk about the scroll case.
That sounds good.
All right, just I would ask that of you, okay? Because I don't want to take it from you, and I'm kind of like feeling an itch to take it from you, Midas, and I don't want to do that. So when that's yours. It's your thing. Emergencies, definitely come and talk to me about things. All right, I don't want you fucking getting murdered again. All right. If you unlock some fucking terrible demon, give me a heads up because it may be multiplanal. It may travel dimensions or some shit. Okay. But I'm not tempted by many things, Midas. But that pool of magic you got going there, that's a little and up for the pull, And I'm not saying it's worth losing a fucking hand over, but it might be. All right, so be careful with how you use it. In moderation and such. Maybe seek out some other advice. Maybe do not ask any earth elementals about it. I don't know how many you know. And leave us out of it. Leave the earth elemental and the earth plane out of it, all right?
Okay. I want an insight check on what the fuck is going on right here.
Roll insight.
What's going on? Diego just took the role of #1 NPC.
Right, he really did. That was fucking hilarious.
19. Diego is extremely concerned for you, but Diego is more concerned for himself. You can tell that, huh?
That's just like that magic is like drugs to him right now.
Well, not in that. It's kind of in that sphere, but not in an addict way. And it's kind of like he can see whatever potential that could bring him. Like that is such a boon that it is only the relationship and the bond he has with you that is keeping him from just taking it from you.
Wow.
And you get from the insight that he has no doubt he can control himself. He's never going to try to take it from you. He's giving you his word. He's not going to do it. But you do believe him when he says he does not want to talk about it unless it's an emergency. That it'd be easier on him, and it'll be easier for him to still interact with you if it's not brought up a lot. Like you can still wear it and everything, but like he is using all of himself to not take that.
Got you.
Diego says, now you need to find out more about it, Midas, because again, it's a whole thing going on there. So find some smart old people, or some smart young people, or some fucking, I don't know. You also have any more of those good dragons?
Good dragons? No, I don't know about any good dragons.
What are you talking about? There's good dragons and there's bad dragons. They're different colors.
What colors are they?
Like gold and bronze and platinum and shit.
Those are what? Good?
Yeah, the good ones.
Yeah, I've never seen a gold, bronze, or platinum
Oh,
dragon.
come on, it's fucking. They have a whole fucking god.
Yeah. I think somebody. Okay. Okay. So if I talk to the dragon god, maybe they speak to me. Maybe
Why the fuck would he talk to you? You're not a dragon.
Right. So how would I? What are you talking about? I don't know.
You fucking ran the dragons. I don't know if you ran to a fucking good
Why would I have
dragon.
a dragon friend?
Dragons are fucking good friends. All right, Midas. They live fucking long as shit. They know things.
I know.
Make a fucking dragon
I
friend.
did meet like
Get out of your fucking box,
a
Midas.
plant dragon.
You met a what?
A plant dragon in the
Don't go
Feywild.
to the Feywild. They're fuckers over there. Don't go over there.
He's a good dragon though.
And the fucking Earth's not really Earth over there. It's fucking alive and shit. Don't go to the Feywild. It's dangerous over there, man. They do things and they fucking dance and shit.
Well, he left the Feywild.
I don't want to hear about the Feywild. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
Midas, you come in here and, you know, in your home and you bring this shit and it's heavy and you're bringing the fucking Feywild into the thing. You know, just fucking... I don't want to kick you out. No, actually, I do. Get out. Go to your life.
But it says, where do I find the dragon friend?
Ask him what the fuck is... Are you not paying attention? Find a dragon friend and ask him about the goddamn case. They're old. They should have been
find
around.
the dragon
Where?
friend, Diego?
Midas, I'm not fucking there. All right, Midas? How about you ask the dragon where to find a fucking dragon friend? I don't know. You don't know anyone that's talked to a fucking dragon before?
Bye, Diego.
Bye, Midas.
He bounces out.
That's hilarious.
So let me see your dragon egg, Solar. Not playing.
As we round the corner of the session here, Flores eventually came back down, and Midas, poof, back out the ring. It's still around breakfast time, so everyone's kind of still around. Logan has made his way back to his district, and X has jaunted off to his district.
Guys, so I found out some things.
We'll say X stayed for this because it's...
Laura hands you the ring.
Thank you. It pops. I think it pops back onto Midas's finger, like when he comes out of it.
It might.
Oh man, I've been muted.
Well, it just came back to where you
we
can say
just
it,
came
so,
back to
yeah.
everybody, so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, cool. I thought I was interrupting.
No.
All right.
He just came out the ring.
Since those guys are going to their districts, I want to go see the conductor.
Okay.
What about Legend Lord?
Samson, do you want to legend lore this thing?
Did you share the information that you learned from Diego?
No, I just said it, and then you said
He
you want
started
go
to
see the
say, and
conductor.
then
He just started jumping around like, I want to see the conductor. I mean, he's an interesting person. I give you that, and you're a bard, and he can teach you the chorus. But so I spoke to Diego. He's the only one who's able to give me any information on this. He says he doesn't think it will try to kill me again, and he forced me to take it off my back. I don't even know how. It's just some magic to me. And he says that he thinks I should open it again, but I don't think anybody should open this thing again. But he said he doesn't think it'll kill me if I try, and that the new magic that I have is pretty cool. And
Your patron.
is he my patron? Yeah, Diego's my guy. That's why I have this ring.
Well, I think the first
I have
question
3
we should
sources of
ask
magic now,
ourselves-
Laura. Would you say, Samson?
I think the first question we should ask ourselves is, can Davina bring you back again?
Well, if we get the Legend Lord, then that might answer whether it'll kill him again too.
Well,
Yeah, but we can kind of figure this out a little bit quicker.
his
Davina-
line of thinking. First of all, nobody's opening this, Samson. Okay?
Can Davina bring you back? If you
Davina
did?
says, I don't know if she has any more fucking diamonds for this, actually.
It'll be like what happened with Stevan.
Davina says,
It's
if
amazing.
I had the components, it's harder. I can cast the spell if I had the components. It'll be harder to bring him back the second time because he died once. Same for you, Samson. If you die again, it's going to be harder to bring you back.
Samson died once?
Yeah.
He did. He died in one
Midas
place.
brought him back
Yeah, there was that time with the
in the
thing.
battle when we fought for Nars.
He fought Finar. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fought Finar. The barbarian pretty much gave his life to make sure Midas didn't get murdered. That was a whole thing.
So yeah, I mean, I have reviewed 5 Simpson. Just knowing from it, like Davina said, it would be hard to bring me back. You know, but it's possible. But I'm different, Simpson. I'm built different. So that's what I found out from Diego.
Did you get? I'm sorry if I missed it. Did you get a name for it or anything?
No, but he says it's really easy. He says it's older than him, and he's an Earth genie. And Wise looks to Logan and Orion and Samson and Solara. Do you guys, Mayor too? Fuck it, you know a lot of shit. Do you guys know how old Earth genies are?
What are we rolling to find out if we do?
History or no? I guess it'd be history.
Shoot me for me.
History check?
Maybe nature if you want to be.
Daddy.
Can you roll for me?
Yeah.
22.
Daddy.
Alex on 22. You said 22 or 32?
22.
22 for Solara.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's looking at D&D Beyond. He can find out the evil overlords.
What I gotta do is 24 for me.
Hey, let's go, Mighty Mir.
And a 15 for Samson.
Mir knows nothing.
Earth Gen are tricky to age. They are magical creatures in nature. They are close to Earth elementals, but neither really have an perceptible age to them. Let me. Oh, I know. I'll check. Give me one moment, please. There might be like a legitimate answer to this. One moment, folks. based on the 22 and the 24, as far as you know, genies only die if they're killed. Outside of that, they don't really have a known limit on their lifespan. In Earth Genasi from the Earth elemental plane, no idea how old that would be.
How old is Elestria?
Well, known history? Well, you guys have already been informed, I believe, by Solora that history itself is, complete bullshit. Right.
No, I'm asking Solora as part of this.
Okay. Let me check my calendar. Solora's best guess would be I'm trying to think what the earliest documents that Solora has uncovered, or the earliest stories she's heard. Adding 1,000 years for discontinuance. I think Solora would peg Elestria at being somewhere around 5,000 years old, if most likely longer.
Well, if she's going to tell everybody that, she has to also understand when she tells everybody that they're going to be looking at her strange.
If you want to share that, Solora, your understanding would be... See, I'm not even sure if you have any reference to say 5,000.
So what known history is how old?
No.
Post discontinuance. What is that? What is how for post discontinuance?
Ah, man, that's a really good question. Hold on. Let me look at the tree timeline. I'm gonna predate that actually. Oh, here we go.
Right. We can just say Solar says.
Well, Phalar is 650 years old. Phalar was founded definitely not anywhere near immediately after.
1340 AD.
I would say your best bet is known history is around 1,000 years.
All right. So Solar says. I'm sure more than 1,000 years. If there's known history, then there's certainly history before that.
We don't know about this continuous, even though we know about the dragons?
I'm pretty sure I told you.
I feel like you guys are aware of this continuous, and because Tove told you all, I think, that someone like wiped out knowledge of everything prior, and then someone was Slow's mom or Slow's grandma.
Okay. So, if you could take a guess, how old do you think? Clearly older than 1,000, but how many thousands?
That's impossible to know.
Well, this thing's older than 1,000 years, and it's older than Diego. And I don't know. It's dangerous. He said that for sure. But he also said that I should find a dragon friend, a fucking dragon friend, and figure that out. Aside that fucking traitor.
Oriana says
a good dragon friend.
A good dragon. Oriana says as far as written history, there are records that go back 5,000 years.
5,000. This thing is
written, yes.
This thing is over 5,000 years old, or 5,000 years old.
So Laura is staring at Oriana. Wait, does Laura know about these records or no?
No.
So she's
Oriana,
Yeah,
this is
keep
written.
that on your back.
What do you say?
You should keep that on your back. Oh.
Oriana says, long ago, there was a time where Anton and I snuck into the tree's private library.
Oh, shit.
He kept it in a different pocket dimension. It was quite hard to get into.
Wow. A library in the pocket
Wait,
dimension.
say more.
Maybe another time, but
Another time.
there were documents, nothing related to anything like this.
So this wasn't even in the tree's library.
What happened 5,000 years? What?
Did not read its entire library.
Oh, true.
We were sneaking. It was just to see if we could do it.
You silly kids.
More or less.
What kind of documents were there from 5,000 years ago that you saw?
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Persuasion.
Ooh. Seriously.
As I said, we should focus on Midas's thing now, and later we can talk about that. But yes, the scroll case would have to be over 5,000 years old if we are to believe your patron. Oh, she went French. Yeah, she wasn't supposed to go French. Just ignore the accent.
They bleed.
Mm-hmm. Logan says, in my experience, when something that old is found, it's generally not good. You've already died, so we can peg it in the not good category.
I got these cool powers, Logan.
I have cool powers too, Midas. Depending on who you ask.
Yeah. Feel like it's I don't know. I don't know about these powers. I like them. They're fun. A little random, of course.
Oriana says, you mentioned good dragons?
Apparently they exist. See? I know some things too, Oriana. Even a poor chap like me.
Well, I must admit I am skeptical. I was under the impression that... Wait, French again. I was under the impression that all dragons were killed or sealed. I'd never heard of a good one.
He said they're like the metal tone ones.
Metallic?
Yeah, metallic. There you go. Have you heard of any metallic dragons being killed or sealed specifically?
Not the one. Haven't heard.
Maybe they're around. You just have to find them.
With them,
yeah. I don't know, but he told me that might be a way for me to learn more.
Well, I don't know who would know that.
Probably should have buried this. Tristan. Oh, that fucker.
I
don't like. He's strange. He's really funny. After, She said he might know. Tristan might. After he and Myers looks at Oregon. Have you seen him lately?
She grows a little quieter in demeanor. I have not seen him or Trellion.
Yeah, it wasn't. We didn't meet him on some friendly terms, but he looks younger.
Another conversation to have.
It's like a new skin routine or something. These elves.
Elves do not reverse in age, to my knowledge.
I don't know. Maybe he's eating babies and who knows. Tristan's weird like that. He always is a weird guy.
Logan says, that doesn't work.
The fuck?
No. I knew someone in the north. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, he does, Oriana. And it's kind of strange. He doesn't want to talk about it. He kind of avoids the subject. I only ever saw him once.
One sighting to say he avoids a thing. Wow.
I mean, I kind of just approached him and asked him about it. He just kind of deflected.
Something to keep in mind going forward for the next time we see him, I suppose.
Maybe you'll see him sooner than I. He's not really a fan of me. Of us. The Misfits, I don't think he really likes us much. I think they were toys.
I would not consider him a fan of myself either. So.
Really?
No.
I thought he would have liked you.
Well, I do believe we have other things to do today.
Yes. Let's get on.
And we will end the session there.
And Midas slaps Samson with a piece of ham. The last thing that happens.
Roll to find ham.
We're at breakfast. No, we got some breakfast ham.
That's fair.
No, I'm playing around. He doesn't do that.
I'd like to roll athletics to avoid it.
And then it flies into Logan's face, and he takes 1 damage. And the roll says that he turns to the bloody 9.
You're making jokes. But if you hit Logan, I'm going to roll to see what the bloody 9 threshold is.
You might make him have a bad day with omelet.
Good session.
Yeah.
Diego's always fun.
Diego was helpful. He was cool. It's the first time I felt like, I don't know, like he was more than just annoying ass Diego.
You don't talk to him very much. You don't often need things from him besides abduct the person for me. Actually, don't abduct the person for me. It's kind of in the full range of Diego interactions.
No, he came through. Myers didn't feel comfortable talking to him. Like Diego was just a strange dude, man. Bad news.
Bad news. He's an Earth Genie, man. Like, you got other things to do than fuck around on the material plane with some guy who kicked the door in.
Yes, as he reminds me of that. I feel like at least every other time I talk to him.
He does. It was, it's an important thing to remind you of. Keep you humble.
Keep you humble.
Just keep reminding you that he didn't pick you. Like, hey man, you came to me. These interactions happen because you came to me, sir.
Interesting about the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
There were some good rolls in there for Diego.
Diego Maradona.
Yeah, he had to make some rolls.
Yeah.
Some went well, some did not go well.
He really made Midas take that thing off his back, which was crazy.
That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun thing to keep existing for a while.
Oh, this time I feel like before I open it, I'm gonna see if Samson can give him Bardic Inspiration. This is gonna be 2 months. So has to give him Bardic Inspiration, and then he has the Sorcerer's Dies, and he channels it. See, everything he can.
What was in the wisdom? Wisdom's not a part of the channeling.
It's not? Okay. Oh, charisma.
Charisma only. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, he won't channel it, but he'll regular roll.
That's still what, a plus a D10 and plus 2 D4s or something still like that? Nonsense. Nonsense. But yeah,
it's a saving throw, right? Yeah.
Yeah, saving throw. Yeah, the next time you give it a go, you should be able to crack it open.
Hopefully.
I mean, we'll see.
Hopefully he doesn't die again.
Oh, who knows, man?
Diego like, yeah, you ain't gonna die again. Mike's like, yo, bruh, like, you saying that? You lost the hand. He told us, that was really hurt. It hurt. People be able to notice.
It blew his fucking hand off. That really fucking hurt.
Put a glove on.
Blew his hand off and knocked him against the wall. Not fun. Not a fun experience for him.
Bullshit, man. He grew his hand back.
He did. He's a genie, so
Bullshit. Those people will be able to notice.
Wish it, want it, will it, or whatever. But no, it did come back like perfectly pristine and everything. He works up his hands. He's an Earth Genasi genie thing.
So some people will be able to tell. What if I put a glove on? Fucking asshole.
He had immediate concerns. He came with immediate solutions. So
nobody could notice.
Hey,
that was hilarious. That was really hilarious moment. Michelle was cracking up in the background.
I heard her. No, Diego's fun. I'm glad we got some Diego time. I thought that would probably happen. So
he was fun. I figured he wouldn't know anything because Valendris didn't know anything. I was like, I wonder who'll know something. Maybe he'll know something.
Valendris is very different.
Yeah, he is. A one-track mind jerk.
What? He's not a jerk. His
whole existence is for defeating. It was so weird.
Is that weird? That his whole existence defeat an evil force in the world?
What happens if they're defeated? He just dies?
It's a very good question. Maybe he
goes off into the sunset, into his little white. I can die now, Midas. Thank you.
Were you around for when Davina got her new guardian?
I remember something like that happening, and like him or Valendris told me like somebody wouldn't be sticking around or something like that. I forget what happened exactly.
Yeah, her new guardian had some words about Valendris.
What did he say about Valendris?
More of he's a one-track mind kind of guy.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
And that he runs his division a little differently than she runs hers.
And why did she get a new patron? I mean, a new guy.
Because she did not. It was decided that she was not at risk of falling to the fallen.
Gotcha.
So there was no need for her to need Valendris.
Mm-hmm. They just over here moving us around.
Yeah, she no longer fell into his purview.
Trading draft picks.
And she's also the guardian for Davina's brother. So she sought out getting Davina as well.
Mm-hmm. Dang, Davina's a top draft pick. How many prospects did Valendris get?
Hey, it's Greg.
Go home, Greg.
Valendris.
I'm in my hotel, Saeed.
What'd you say?
I'm in my hotel, Saeed.
So he is what he's saying.
This for your photography work?
Yeah. What? Are y'all done the session?
We are done.
Yeah.
I met every single person I needed to meet, yo. God has been blessing me.
It's awesome.
Oh my gosh. I got out my lift this morning and I met the makeup artist for the group who I intended to see, and she was like, "I'll make sure you're connected with them tonight." I'm like, "I love you."
Very, very awesome. Hey, we're still streaming, by the way, so don't say anything super weird.
No, I won't. I won't.
Okay. Just a heads up.
You do
lot of
very
people-
well networking, and you've always done well networking. So it's really working for you in this this new endeavor.
Yeah, man. Listen, man, it's been a blessing. I met these dudes from Louisiana, and there was like this after party event that I'm just getting back from, and I walked in, and they were like, "Yo, take a seat at our table," and they're like, "This is this person, this is this person, this is this person. You need to follow him on YouTube." I'm like, "This must be like a influencer." Well, got like 200,000 followers for wedding photography on his YouTube channel. I'm like, all these people are just chilling here right now. I love it.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Greg. I mean, you really could make this work for you. Like I said, you
Already
probably should
working
also
at this
teach
point.
people about networking and everything too, because you're really good at networking. Like really
Oh.
good.
Listen, I was at this bar